part of what I've done to break that glass ceiling is to try to build the team around me so that I'm not the bottleneck in the organization.
I feel like in life you grow, you hit a glass ceiling, you figure out how to get past that, and then you grow, and then you hit a glass ceiling, and then you figure out how to get past that. And so it sounds like the financing is a big part of it, right, from the beginning. Is there anything else that you felt like as you grow? So maybe you got this down, you figured out the seller financing part and then the bank part for those first couple locations, but you got 10 now, and that's a lot of locations. Were there any other glass ceilings that you felt like you hit that were bottlenecking you? And then that you kind of figured out how to solve that problem so that you could keep growing?
Yeah, I mean, I think financing has always been a bit of a glass ceiling, and it's going to continue to be a glass ceiling for us and for other for other DSOs. It's something that you've got to be constantly working on, and so part of what I've done to break that glass ceiling is to try to build the team around me so that I'm not the bottleneck in the organization, right? So that traditionally dentists, they go out and they buy one practice, they do really well, so they say, well, I want to go and buy a second one because I think I can multiply this. And a lot of times they are the bottleneck in the organization because they're the highest producer. Like cash flow is 100% dependent on them. They're also the marketer. They're also the bookkeeper. They're also the HR director and everything else. They wear all those hats, which makes it hard to actually grow a successful business. So, with the help of my coach, with Jeremy, and with the people that we had on our team, we're always having that conversation of how do we build this so that it's scalable without one person being the bottleneck. So recently, when we went to the bank and we're looking at renegotiating terms and increasing our access to debt. That was one of the questions they had for me was, hey, you're the dentist. Like if you're not in the picture, everything falls apart. Like why would we give you, X million dollars to continue to grow if you're the bottleneck? And I look back at the CEO of the bank. I was like, no, I'm not the bottleneck, right? Like from day one, in dental school, that was my purpose was to build this so that at any point my team can go without me. Like I'm not saying that I would ever do that, right? But I'm not the bottleneck in the organization. And so being able to grow my team in that way and scale my organization in that way has allowed us to have access to capital that I don't think we would have had otherwise.